Answers from as far as the eye can see to as close as the ground you're spinning on. From science and literature to history, math, and beyond.
We have our answer, Robert Kennedy.
This is Academic League.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Uma Lemuel Onwuchekwa, a sophomore from Kearney High and your host for the San Diego Academic League. Beginning tonight, 4 schools will face off in rigorous academic competition to see who will earn the title of the 2026 Academic League champions. First up, it's Canyon Crest Academy versus Olympian High. Let's meet with the teams and have the chance to speak to Coach Brian Shea from Canyon Crest Academy. It's an honor to meet you, Coach. So please tell me, your team actually won the Academic League last year in 2025, and now you have the chance to go at it again, and you're at the playoffs. What does that feel like?
It's definitely exciting. It's a different group of kids, so we never know what to expect each year, and they're really a strong group of students who really are passionate about learning math and science and English and history and the arts, and so it's really fun to see them be so successful again.
Well, that's absolutely fantastic. You also put in your coach's bio, which I actually read, by the way, that you actually create the AP courses and the AP test questions. Please tell me, what's your favorite part of the process?
I love working in the, I do calculus things, so I love working with the calculus team to help make sure the questions on the AP Calculus exam really talk about the big ideas of calculus and what we could do with it and how we could solve some interesting problems with calculus. So it's really fun to help shape the direction of that course for a lot of kids across the world.
Well, that's absolutely fantastic. Please introduce us to your team.
My pleasure. So first off, we have Joey Hahn. He's been part of the Quiz Bowl and academic team for every year here at Canyon Crest. When he's not doing nerdy things like academic team and Quiz Bowl, he loves backpacking. In fact, summited Mount Whitney not too long ago. He also loves to be a part of our school's volleyball team, and he is a big fan of Cantonese pop music. And next year, he'll be studying engineering at Purdue University. Next to him is Ishank Kadadi. He'll be going to UC Santa Barbara to study computer engineering. He enjoys the beach, of course. That's why we love being down here in San Diego and Santa Barbara. He also likes to play basketball and volleyball. He loves the Warriors, whatever that means. I think it's a basketball team of sorts, I hear. And he used to be a competitive Pokemon player. How sad. And his favorite Pokemon would be Rayquaza or something like that. Next to him is our captain, Hai Yu Ming. He's been part of academic team for all the 4 years of his time, and even though he moved to California in 8th grade. He is lover of chemistry. He's taken all the chemistry classes we have at our school. He runs our Science Bowl club. He also, for some reason, likes to casually play basketball, so that just means elbows to your chest, not your face, I suppose. And next year he'll be studying chemistry at UC Riverside. Next to him is the amazing Juliet Yoon. She'll also be studying neuroscience at UC Berkeley next year. She has a younger sister who is part gremlin and part human. She's got a pet dog named Bobo. She plays the clarinet with the San Diego Youth Symphony, and she loves the Great American Songbook, classic old music from the 20s, 30s, and 40s. And then finally, we have the baby of the group, Shihu An, our 10th grader, who loves Quiz Bowl and math and is very active working in our theater, not on stage, thankfully, but behind the scene with stagehand tech, building things and making sound fun things. He also runs our Jeopardy club, so every week he makes a Jeopardy board game for our kids, our campus, and has a great time doing that. And that's our crew.
Thank you so much, Coach. Best of luck to you and your team. Good luck on the game. And tonight, we actually have the special opportunity to speak with the coach and captain of Olympian High, Miss Iris. Iris, please tell me, you're at this point in your academic career where you actually get to represent your team. What does that feel like?
It feels very great. I've had a lot of opportunities to represent my different clubs throughout Olympian, and I feel really honored to be able to share what our school has to offer and values and people. It's great.
Well, that's fantastic. And you also put on your bio that you specialize in religion, the arts, and philosophy. Who's your favorite philosopher?
My favorite philosopher really depends how I'm feeling, but if it's been a long day, I like to always revisit Aristotle. Gotta go with classics.
Well, that's absolutely wonderful. I love the classics. My favorite philosopher, I'd say, is Plato because of his allegory of the cave. But that's absolutely amazing. Please, introduce us to your team.
Alright, well, on my right here is Cameron. Espinoza. He's a history player, and he's been on the team for 3 years. He spends a lot of his class time either writing maps or, writing in general, right? Over here is RJ, who is a science player. She's been on the team since freshman year, and her favorite game is Outer Wilds. Here is me. As you mentioned, I specialize in the humanities, fine arts, religion, mythology, philosophy. I also really like the study and performance of jazz, and I play clarinet and saxophone. On my left here is Natalie, who has been on the team for 3 years, specializes in literature, and your favorite song from Epic the Musical is The Challenge, yes. And then on my far left over here, last but not least, is Gisela. She's been on the team for 4 years, and her favorite game is Spore. She specializes also in history, but just generally in a lot of different fields.
Well, that's fantastic. Good luck to you and your team. You guys seem like you know your stuff very well. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a special opportunity tonight. During timeouts, we'll be checking in next door to Studio B, where Academic League reporter Kaylin Jenks-Tubert from Steel Canyon High will be chatting in with some of the folks watching the action. But first, here's how we keep score.
The Academic League moderator reads what are called toss-up questions. The first player on either team to buzz in gets a chance to answer within 5 seconds. If they get it right, they get 10 points and a shot at 3 10-point bonus questions. But if they get it wrong, they are penalized 5 points, and the other team gets the toss-up question. If that team answers incorrectly, they will not be penalized. But if they get it right, they get a shot at those 3 10-point bonus questions. And check this out. Here's how those bonus questions add to the score. The team can confer with each other during the reading of the bonus questions and for 5 seconds after the question is asked in order to reach a decision. And by the way, the answers must be presented by the team captain or their designee. At the end of those 5 seconds, a judge will call time, and the moderator will call for an answer from the team captain or designee. Team members cannot pass notes or papers after time is called, and at that point, there is no more chatting amongst themselves. If they can answer before time is called, the team captain must say, "We have our answer." If the answer is correct, boom, 10 points. Now that we know how points pile up on Academic League, let's get the show on the road by passing it over to our moderator, Mark Hines.
Well, it looks like we have a talented bunch here today. We have 30 minutes, so what we'll do is we'll start the clock and begin with the first toss-up for either team. Antonio Vivaldi's Spring Concerto uses this note's major key. This note's major scale has 4 sharps. To Olympian. E is correct, and now we'll go to your bonuses. Answer these questions about the history of the telescope. In 1668, Isaac Newton created the first telescope of this type that bounces light off concave and flat mirrors.
Optical?
We have our answer.
We have our answer. Optical?
Reflecting would be that answer. On your second one, name either of the constellations where the Hubble telescope's deep field and ultra deep field images were captured. One is named from the Latin for furnace, and the other contains the Big Dipper.
Just Ursa? Ursa Major. We have our answer. Ursa Major?
Yes, good. Amateur astronomer Grote Reber built the first of these telescopes in his Wheaton, Illinois backyard in 1937. These telescopes detect signals from space with wavelengths longer than 1 meter, though they can be disrupted by Earth stations transmitting FM or AM radio.
We have our answer. Radio.
That's right, yes. So 20 on the bonus there. We'll go to the next toss-up now. A poem from this country describes a bird that was once so beautiful, now funny and ugly. That poem is The Albatross by this country's Charles Baudelaire. And we go to Canyon Crest.
France.
Yes. For your bonus, the title character of this opera sings the arias Ritora Vinctor and O Patria Mia. Named this opera by Giuseppe Verdi, titled for an Ethiopian princess who is imprisoned in Egypt.
We have our answer. Ida.
Yes, good. The title character of Ida is in love with the soldier Radames, who has the highest male vocal range that is not falsetto.
Tenor. We have our answer. Tenor.
Tenor is right. Ida contains a prominent triumphal one of these pieces. John Philip Sousa composed the Stars and Stripes Forever, which is also one of these pieces often played by military bands.
It's a march. Okay. We have our answer. March.
Good. Oh, correct. Thank you. And we'll go to the next toss-up. This four-letter word describes both the side of an isosceles triangle that is different than the other two and the angles that are congruent to each other. In a prism, these are the faces that are often not rectangular. And in trapezoids, and we go to Canyon Crest.
Base.
Yes, base. For your bonus, David Levy-Yulee was the first member of the U.S. Senate who practiced this religion. Name this religion. This is the second most predominant religion in the United States Senate after Christianity.
Is it like
Judaism.
What? Is it Protestantism?
That is Christianity.
Okay. We have our answer. Judaism.
Yes, you got it. Most Jewish politicians, such as Chuck Schumer and J.B. Pritzker, align with this political party.
We have our answer. Democratic Party.
Yes, you got it. More conservative elements of Judaism reside in the Williamsburg neighborhood of this New York City borough, often voting quite differently from the rest of the city. Chuck Schumer and Bernie Sanders were both raised in this borough.
East.
We have our answer. The Bronx.
No, I'm sorry, Brooklyn would have been that answer. Thank you. For other team now, one of these creatures named Nessus tricked Deianira.
Centaur.
Canyon Crest.
Centaur.
Centaur is right. For your bonus, answer these questions about various appearances of wax in chemistry. James Chadwick used paraffin wax in a famous experiment that proved the existence of these particles in the atomic nucleus that have almost the same mass as protons, but no charge.
We have our answer. Neutron.
Good. Lanolin, a wax often used to make ointments and lubricants, is secreted by these animals to keep their wool waterproof.
What? They're what?
Not like frog.
We have our answer. Bees.
Sheep would be that answer. One of the most commercially important waxes is this one that comes from the leaves of a Brazilian palm tree. It is found in car wax, furniture polish, lipstick, and even gives M&Ms their shiny coating.
Paraffin. I don't know. That's my guess. That's good. We have our answer. Paraffin wax.
Close. It's carnauba wax. Carnauba wax. Next toss-up for either team. Two of these systems merge in the Fujiwara effect. Canyon Crest.
Hurricane.
Yes, very good. For your bonus, answer the following about Franklin Roosevelt. Roosevelt was elected president after this president was unable to control the Great Depression.
Herbert Hoover.
We have our answer. Hoover.
Good. Roosevelt created this program that provides income to older Americans.
Social Security.
Social Security.
Yeah. Just is that all?
Yeah.
We have our answer. Social Security.
That's right. This critic of Roosevelt was a governor and senator from Louisiana who was assassinated by Carl Weiss. He was known as the Kingfish.
Huey Long.
Okay. We have our answer. Long.
Huey Long. There you go. Good. Thank you. We'll go back to the toss-ups. After this man's assassination, one leader declared, "The light has gone out of our lives." This friend of Leo Tolstoy is the subject of a photo showing him sitting in front of a spinning wheel that... And we go to Olympian.
Gandhi.
Gandhi, yes, Mahatma Gandhi. For your bonus, answer the following about Norse goddess Freya. Freya and her brother Frey were members of this group of Norse gods who fought the Aesir before the creation of Valhalla.
We have our answer. The Veneer.
Good. Freya is often treated as a Scandinavian counterpart to this Greek goddess of love and beauty.
Aphrodite. We have our answer. Aphrodite.
Good. That's right. Freya is also connected to these female warrior figures who guide souls of the dead to Valhalla.
We have our answer. Valkyrie.
All are correct for 30 on the bonus. And we'll go back to the toss-ups. This character's parents, who are voiced by Temuera Morrison and Nicole Schwarzenegger, are Tui and Sina. In a 2016 movie, this character distracted a giant coconut crab named Tamato to Olympian.
Moana?
Moana's correct, yes. For your bonus, answer the following about short stories that are set in Japan. This father of Japanese short stories is the most famous for the story In a Grove, which inspired the film Rashomon.
Akutagawa.
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 Yes.
We have our answer? Akutagawa.
Akutagawa, yes. In Akutagawa's Hell Scream, Yoshihide is commissioned to create these artworks for Lord Horikawa. In a novel by Oscar Wilde, one of these artworks depicting Dorian Gray shows him growing old and ugly as he stays the same age.
We have our answer? Portrait.
Portrait is acceptable, yes. Akutagawa also wrote several times for a literary magazine from this country. This country was the home of the 19th century writer Leo Tolstoy and also Ivan Turgenev.
We have our answer? Russia.
Russia is correct. Good. Back to the toss-ups. The rock Cumberlandite is named for the northeasternmost town in this state. This state also contains Block Island. This state's capital contains Brown University. It's to Olympian.
Rhode Island.
You're right. Yes, good. For your bonus, answer these questions about the philosophy of science. This ancient Greek philosopher, a student of Plato and a tutor of Alexander the Great, laid much of the foundation of science, even if his specific ideas about physics and biology were rarely correct.
We have our answer? Aristotle.
I knew you'd know that one. This English philosopher gave the first modern description of the scientific method in his 1620 book, Novum Organum.
We have our answer? Bacon.
Yes, good, Francis Bacon. Your last one, American philosopher Thomas Kuhn suggested that science progresses through sudden paradigm shifts. One example is the rapid acceptance in the 1880s doctors of the germ theory of these conditions such as cholera, anthrax, and tuberculosis.
Infectious diseases.
We have our answer? Disease?
Yes, all are correct. And back to the toss-ups. These creatures are the focus of the books The Lost Heir and The Hidden Kingdom in a series by Tui T. Sutherland. Right away to Canyon Crest.
Dragons.
Dragons is right, yes. For your bonus, name these things that got reversed or repealed. One, this is part of the Compromise of 1850, required that all slaves should be returned to their owners even if the slaves were in free states. It was partially ended by the Confiscation Act of 1861 and completely repealed in 1864.
We have our answer, fugitive slave laws.
Yes. An 1896 Supreme Court decision supporting racial segregation was ruled to not apply to schools in 1954 in the Brown v. Board of Education decision.
Just Plessy v. Ferguson.
We have our answer, Plessy v. Ferguson.
Yes, that is correct. This 1973 Supreme Court decision limiting state regulations on abortion was reversed in 2022 by the Dobbs v. Jackson Women's Health Organization.
We have our answer, Roe v. Wade.
Yes, all are correct. We've only used up 10 minutes. Our score is Canyon Crest 170 and Olympian 150, so it's a very close match. We'll continue on with the next toss-up. Bessie Coleman was the first black woman to have this profession. To Canyon Crest.
Pilot.
Yes, she was the first African-American pilot. For your bonus, identify these types of numbers and number formats. This set of numbers includes 0, plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 3, etc.
We have our answer, integers.
That's good. Starting during the 20th century, it became common for American textbooks to use this term to describe the union of 0 and the natural numbers, which is the same thing as 0 and the counting numbers.
We have our answer, whole numbers.
Whole numbers, yes. This term is used for numbers in base 16.
Yeah. We have our answer, hexadecimal.
That is correct. Good. Thank you. For other team now, trypsin is a proteolytic, one of these molecules that can be described with the lock and key model. To Olympian.
Enzymes?
Yes, good, enzymes. For your bonus, answer these questions about the Mayan people. Many Mayans lived in what is now this country's Yucatan Peninsula. In the early 19th century, this country fought its northern neighbor over Texas.
We have our answer? Mexico?
Yes. This city was the center of the Mayan civilization around the year 900. It contains the temple of Kukulkan.
Chichen Itza.
Chichen Itza?
Chichen Itza.
We have our answer? Chichen Itza?
Chichen Itza, yes. There is some historical speculation that this civilization was a precursor of the Mayan civilization. This civilization left several sculptures behind, including some colossal heads.
Olmec? We have our answer? Olmec?
Olmec is correct. Very good. Rather, team now, in one play originally written in this language, characters visit Cloud Cuckoo land? Olympian, please.
Greek.
Greek, yes, good. Answer the following about the geography of Mississippi. This city is the capital and most populous city in Mississippi. It is named after the 7th U.S. president.
Do we have our answer? Jackson?
Good. Much of the northwest part of Mississippi is given this name, even though it's not at the end of a river.
Delta?
Mississippi Delta. Probably.
Yeah. We have our answer? Delta?
Delta. The southern end of Mississippi contains this town next to Gulfport. That is the location of the Kessler Air Force Base.
No, any other.
St. Louis. We have our answer? St. Louis?
Biloxi would be that answer, so we'll give you 20 on the bonus there. Thank you. And back to the toss-ups. The United States is one of the few developed countries not to have a value added one of these entities. Canyon Crest, please.
Tax.
Tax, yes. For your bonus, this poem describes its title city as hog butcher for the world, tool maker, and stacker of wheat. Name this poem titled for a large Illinois city. The city is described as stormy, husky, brawling, and the city of the big shoulders.
Is the poem that's called Chicago?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, we have our answer, Chicago.
Yes. Chicago is by this poet, who also wrote the collection Rutabaga Stories, as well as the poem Fog.
Oh, Carl Sandburg. Sandburg.
Sandburg. We have our answer, Sandburg.
Yes, you're correct. This other poet also wrote poems set in Chicago, including The Bean Eaters and We Real Cool.
Oh, Brooks. We have our answer, Brooks.
Yes, Gwendolyn Brooks. Thank you. Toss up. This war is the setting of the poems Strange Meeting and Anthem for Doomed Youth. The poem Olympian.
World War I.
That is right. Good. Answer these questions about species named for comic book characters. There is a Malaysian species of gecko named for this comic book character as both aggressive, muscular, and green.
Hulk.
The Hulk.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We have our answer, Hulk.
Hulk, yes. Loki, a dinosaur whose curved horns resembled those of the Marvel villain, was a relative of this well-known three-horned dinosaur.
Triceratops.
We have our answer, Triceratops.
There you go. While the character Black Widow takes her name from a spider, she in turn inspired the name of one of these predatory flies that routinely hunts other insects.
Gadflies, maybe? Horseflies, or... Sounds right. We have our answer, Gadfly.
It could have been robber fly or assassin fly, so we'll give you 20 on the bonus there. All right, back to the toss-ups. The Joule-Thomson effect explains why this quantity changes for a gas being throttled. And Charles' law to Canyon Crest.
Temperature.
Temperature, yes. For your bonus, answer the following about types of pasta around the world. Orzo is popular in Greece and this country, also the home of rigatoni and spaghetti.
Did we have our answer, Italy?
This country also borders the Mediterranean Sea where couscous originated. This African country contains the city of Rabat and Casablanca.
We have our answer, Morocco.
There you go. Ramen was invented in this country where nearly every region has its own version. It shares the Sea of Okhotsk with Russia.
We have our answer, Japan.
There you go, Japan. Thank you. Toss up now. This figure is shown laughing in a painting in which another character says, "I caught a big one." That painting by Roy Lichtenstein. And this character became popular after being in a 1928 short film called Steamboat Willie. Canyon Crest.
Mickey Mouse.
Yes. Your bonus, answer the following about the Rainbow Magic series. The primary antagonist of the Rainbow Magic series is the King of the Goblins and lives in an ice castle. Most books in the series focus on him stealing from one of the fairies.
What was it asking for?
Guy. The king.
Answer, please.
No answer.
No answer. Jack Frost. The fairies are often helped by Bertram, a footman who is one of these animals. One of these animals is a friend of Toad in a series by Arnold Lobel. And in nature, some people confuse these animals with toads.
We have our answer, Frog.
Frog is right. Rachel and Kristen help a fairy with this name and find her lost hamster in one of the Rainbow Magic.
I don't know. Someone's name.
Gretel.
Elizabeth. We have our answer, Elizabeth.
Harriet would have been that. Let's keep going with another toss-up. This person got in an argument with his friend William Lloyd Garrison over whether the Constitution should be used to oppose slavery. This person published the newspaper The North Star. Kenyon Crest.
Douglas.
Yes, Frederick Douglass. Your bonus, name these Egyptian pharaohs. This pharaoh died around age 20. His tomb was discovered by Howard Carter in 1922.
We have our answer, King Tut.
Yes. The son of Seti I ruled for 67 years and is believed to be the pharaoh from the book of Exodus.
Ramses the second.
Ramses?
Ramses the second.
I think it's Ramses. Yeah.
We have our answer, Ramses II.
Perfect. This pharaoh started his reign as Amenhotep IV, but changed his name when he became monotheistic. He was the father of Tutankhamun.
We have our answer, Akhenaten.
Akhenaten is right. Thank you. All right. Let's go to the next toss-up. It's not Nature or Science, but a journal title for this word published The Hallmarks of Cancer in 2000. A unit, this word is the smallest repeating structure of crystal. Kenyon Crest.
Cube.
No, I'm sorry. I'll continue. Let's see. Crystal. While galvanic, this word is a simple battery. A storm, this word, now we go to Olympian.
Cell.
Yes, that's right, so. For your bonus, this musical fuses together stories of Little Red Riding Hood, Cinderella, and Jack and the Beanstalk. Name this musical by Stephen Sondheim about a baker and his wife who are childless due to the curse of an evil witch.
We have our answer, Into the Woods.
There you go. Another musical with many fairy tale references is in this musical, in which the title org falls in love with Princess Fiona.
We have our answer, Shrek the Musical.
There you go. This musical is based on Hans Christian Andersen's fairy tale The Princess and the Pea. Its character includes King Sextimus, who communicates by hand gestures.
Like the King and I don't know.
No.
The King. We have our answer, The King and I.
No, it was called actually Once Upon a Mattress.
Oh.
All right, next toss-up. The northwest corner of this country borders the Gulf of Aqaba and the southeastern portion of it to Olympian.
Egypt.
No, I'm sorry, I'll continue. And the southeastern portion contains Rub al-Khali Desert, or Empty Quarter. This is the largest country by area that borders Qatar and Yemen. And it's the world's largest to Kenyon Crest.
Saudi Arabia.
Yes, that's right, Saudi Arabia. For your bonus, name these characters from the Mario video games. This brother of Mario wears green.
We have our answer, Luigi.
Yes, this cranky purple character is the evil version of Luigi.
We have our answer, Waluigi.
Yes, this character who first appeared in Super Mario Galaxy oversees the Comet Observatory and Loomis.
We have our answer, Rosalina.
There you go, thank you. All right, next toss-up. The Tanzimat reforms took place under this empire. This empire, to right away, Kenyon Crest.
Ottoman.
Ottoman Empire, there you go. Your bonus, this artist's version after the sermon is sometimes called Jacob Wrestling with the Angel. Name this French artist who moved to Tahiti and depicted the woman and people and nature of the island. His most famous painting is Where Do We Come From? What Are We? Where Are We Going?
We have our answer, Gauguin.
Gauguin, yes. Gauguin painted yellow and green versions of the crucifixion of this man.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, we have our answer, Jesus Christ.
Yes. Gauguin was friends with Theo, the brother of this more famous artist. This artist's self-portraits include one with a straw hat and another with bandaged ear.
We have our answer, Van Gogh.
That is correct, Van Gogh. Thank you. All right. We have 9 minutes left. Our score is 425 with Kenyon Crest, 275 Olympian. Next toss-up. This artist depicted the suicide of Dorothy Hale. Olympian, please.
Frida Kahlo.
Frida Kahlo, right. For your bonus, this country used to be known as Abyssinia. Name this East African country whose capital is Addis Ababa. Its prime minister, Abiy Ahmed, won the 2019 Nobel Peace Prize.
Ethiopia?
Ethiopia. No, is it Nigeria or? We have our answer, Ethiopia.
You got it. This fascist European country took over Ethiopia from 1936 to 1941 when it was led by Benito Mussolini.
We have our answer, Italy.
Good. This person was the emperor of Ethiopia from 1930 to 1974. He's worshipped in Rastafarianism.
Haile Selassie.
Haile Selassie. We have our answer, Haile Selassie.
Haile Selassie is correct. We'll be right back after a brief timeout.
looking to widen your circle of friends, or better yet, make new ones, whether it's academic league, sports, or something as far out as an astronomy club, there's always an after-school activity for you. If you can't find one, how about starting one? Remember, your school has your back. And we'll be right back after this timeout.
Hello, Caitlin Jenks-Tuberg over here in Studio B. And tell me, who am I here with and who are you here for?
My name is Christiana and I'm here supporting Olympian High School.
And which kid is yours on the team?
Cameron.
And tell me, what makes you most proud of Cameron?
His love for academics, but really his love for his family and his friends.
That's beautiful. And when did this love for academics first arise?
Since he was about 5.
Well, starting them young, apparently. Now, what is one of the most useful studying tactics you would say your child has used in order to prepare for academic league?
I think what they do that's useful is they, divide up their subjects between each other and they quiz each other. They coach each other, which is amazing for them to have that passion for academics to coach each other. I think it's just internal motivation.
Well, definitely. Well, it seems pretty difficult. Tell me, could you ever picture yourself up there?
Absolutely not.
Now, what is one of your child's biggest motivators, you would say?
I would say this year it was getting into his dream college, which is William and Mary, which he got into. So that was his big motivation this year.
Well, congratulations. What an accomplishment. And best of luck to you and your child.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kaylin, for that. That was very interesting. We still have 8 minutes and 26 seconds left. Our score is Canyon Crest 425, Olympian 315. Before we go and start the competition, though, we have some changes on the Canyon Crest team, and so I'm going to call on Team Captain Hayu to tell us who's just come on board.
Yeah, so first, right next to me, I have Nash Masura. He's an 11th grader here at CCA. He loves studying linguistics, and he loves to swim, and he does Dungeons and Dragons in his free time. And after that, we have Audrey Zhang. She is a senior who is going to CMU next year for computer electrical engineering, and she has watched The Devil Wears Prada way too many times in the last week.
We welcome both of you. We'll start the clock and begin with the first toss-up for either team. Regulation of this substance is promoted by the lobbying group MAD, or M-A-D-D. And we go to Olympian.
Alcohol?
Yes. For your bonus, answer the following about the clarinet. The clarinet is a member of this musical family along with the saxophone and the flute.
We have our answer, woodwind.
Yes. The clarinet has only one of these objects which vibrate to produce sound. The oboe has 2.
We have our answer, reed.
Good. The clarinet was played by this band leader known as the King of Swing. He often opened performances with the song Let's Dance.
We have our answer, Benny Goodman.
Yes, I thought you were going to say David Bowie with that. All right, here we go. Next toss-up. This is the only scholar quality in the Lorentz force law, and it is the time integral right away to Canyon Crest.
Charge?
Yes, charge. For your bonus, we're going to talk about people who served as U.S. Secretary of State. This person was Thomas Jefferson, Secretary of State, and then succeeded Jefferson as president.
Madison.
Madison.
We have our answer, Madison.
Yes, James Madison. This Secretary of State under Lincoln and Johnson was mocked after he purchased Alaska from Russia.
Seward's father.
We have our answer, Seward.
Good. This Secretary of State under Obama lost to Donald Trump in 2016.
Hillary. We have our answer, Hillary Clinton.
Hillary Clinton is right. Thank you. 30 on the bonus. For other team, one of these places titles a novel by Colin Malloy in which the Dowager Governess Alexandra kidnaps a baby. Katniss befriends Gale in one of these places in the Hunger Games series. Canyon Crest.
Arena?
No, I'm sorry. I'll continue.
Oh, wait.
Christopher Robin visits one of these places that is inhabited by Tigger and Eeyore. Name these places right away. Now to Olympian.
The woods?
The woods or forests, right, yes. For your bonus, answer these questions about nutritional myths involving various elements. A misprinted 1870 paper stated the myth that this leafy green vegetable is exceptionally rich in iron, but its high amount of oxalic acid actually blocks most iron from being absorbed in your body.
Spinach, yeah. We have our answer, spinach?
Yes. Throughout the 19th century, many scientists advocated large amounts of fish in the diet to promote brain function, since fish was thought to be a dense source of this element with the symbol P.
Phosphorus. We have our answer. Phosphorus. We have our answer, phosphorus.
Yes, good. It was once believed that patients with kidney disease needed to cut out all fruits and vegetables for fear of hyperkalemia, an excess of this element with the symbol K. Only foods like apricots and dates are really particularly high in this element and should be avoided.
We have our answer. Potassium.
Potassium is correct. Good, thank you. Toss up now. This person was supported by Justices John McClain and Benjamin Curtis, but he lost a 7-2 decision with the majority opinion written by Chief Justice Roger Taney. This person, we go to Canyon Crest.
Scott?
Yes, Dred Scott. For your bonus, answer the following about Octavio Paz. Paz was a poet from this country. His poem Sunstone is based on the Aztec calendar, which also originated in what is now this country.
Okay. We have our answer, Mexico.
Yes. Paz also wrote a translation of Deer Park, a poem from this country by Wang Wei. A poet from this country, Li Bao, wrote Quiet Night Thought.
We have our answer, China.
Yes. In Quiet Night Thought, the speaker lifts his head at this object and thinks of home. In another book, Don Quixote attempts to challenge the Knight of the White in this object.
We have our answer, the moon.
The moon. Yes, there you go. Thank you. All right, next toss-up for either team. This island contains the first and most famous park designed by Frederick Law Olmsted. Greenwich Canyon Crest.
Manhattan.
Good, perfect.
It's an island, yes.
For your bonus, answer these questions about the wild ancestors of domestic plants and animals. The Mexican wild plant teosinte is believed to be the ancestor of this most widely grown crop in the United States.
We have our answer, corn.
Corn is right. The red jungle fowl of Asia is the primary ancestor of this most numerous bird in the world, raised for its meat and eggs.
We have our answer, chicken.
Yes. Cavies rodents native to the Andes Mountains were originally raised by the Incas as food. Today, these animals go by another name, and breeds like Silky, Teddy, and Baldwin are often kept as pets.
Yeah, I believe you. We have our answer, guinea pig.
Guinea pigs is right. Toss up. This organization was criticized for only building 6 homes after the 2010 Haiti earthquake. This organization was started after Henri Dunant saw the aftermath of the Battle of Solferino, and this organization was brought to the United States by Clara Barton, who was a nurse. Canyon Crest.
Red Cross.
Red Cross, yes. For your bonus, an author from this country gave the TED Talk, We Should All Be Feminists. Name this populous country, home of Chimamanda Adichie's novel.
Oh, this is Nigeria.
His novel is called Purple Hibiscus.
Yeah, I think sure. Nigeria. Yeah. Okay, we have our answer, Nigeria.
That is right. Nigeria is the setting of Things Fall Apart, a novel about the downfall of this Igbo wrestling champion.
Okonkwo?
Oh, wait, that's his last name, but like, it's the whole family. Okay, we have our answer, Okonkwo.
That is correct. Things Fall Apart is by China Achebe, who criticized Western depictions of this continent in a lecture on an image of it. Achebe also wrote Ant Hills of the Savannah.
We have our answer, Africa.
All are correct. And we'll take a brief timeout and be right back.
I've run this place for 20 years, but I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper.
Back after a small timeout, and we've made some changes again at Canyon Crest. We'll call on the team captain, Hayu, to tell us who's just arrived.
All right, well, first we have here William Gao. He got into Stanford University. I feel like I have to point that out. He loves to play Tetris and Minecraft, and he's going for history. And next we have Aviram Tralamalazetti. He loves to fix things, and he likes to collect fountain pens.
All right. An amazing group. Well, thank you and welcome to both of you. We still have 2 minutes and 30 seconds, so we'll start the clock and continue with another toss-up for either team. One way to find the area of this type of shape is to multiply 1/2 times 2 side lengths times the sine of an angle. And another way is Hero's formula. Canyon Crest.
Triangle.
Yes. For your bonus, this god was thrown off Mount Olympus by his mother, named this Greek god of metalworking, who may have either been the son of Zeus and Hera or just Hera alone.
We have our answer, Hephaestus.
That is right. In addition to metalworking, Hephaestus was the god of these kinds of mountains in Hawaii. Pele is the goddess of these kinds of dangerous mountains.
We have our answer, volcano.
Good. Hephaestus designed the chariot of this titan, who was the personification of the sun.
We have our answer, Helios.
All are correct for 30 on the bonus. For other team now, this word nicknames the Last Symphony by Mozart, a piece containing... Olympian, please.
Jupiter.
Yes. For your bonus, this painting depicts a dying French politician as he lies bleeding in his bathtub. Named this painting by Jacques-Louis David, it depicts the aftermath of the titled politician's stabbing by Charlotte Corday.
We have our answer, the death of Marat.
That's perfect. In addition to the death of Marat, David also depicted the execution of this Greek philosopher via the drinking of hemlock.
We have our answer, Socrates.
All right, I knew you'd know that. Many of David's other paintings depict the early days of this capital of Italy. This city's development from a kingdom to a republic to an empire is a popular subject in neoclassical historical paintings.
We have our answer, Rome.
You got it. There you go. All right, back to the toss-ups now. This color is used by Netherlands national soccer team and is the color Canyon Crest.
Orange.
Orange is correct, yes. For your bonus, answer these questions about U.S. state reptiles. The Florida state reptile is naturally this largest predator found in swamps and other aquatic habitats.
Crocodile.
Alligators?
Alligator? Gator. Gator. It's Gatorade.
Okay, we have our answer, alligator.
That's right. Wyoming and Texas adopted different species of this spiny reptile that mostly feeds on ants and can squirt blood from its eyes to deter attackers.
Wait, is it the lizard or gecko?
It's a horned lizard or something.
Komodo dragon.
Is it? No, I don't think so. We have our answer, horned lizard.
Yes. Colorado, Illinois, Michigan, and Vermont all selected a turtle whose name includes this word, referring to the multicolored stripes on the turtle's shell and skin.
We have our answer, rainbow.
No, painted would be that answer.
Oh.
All right, thank you to both teams. I think our time has run out. Uma?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was an absolutely fantastic game. Congratulations to Canyon Crest Academy. That was a major achievement. Great job as well, Olympian High, for putting on a fantastic game. It was a great effort to see you answering those questions so quickly. Now, to your team captain, I have to ask, you have the opportunity now to actually enter into the championship game just like you did last year. What does that feel like?
Well, I didn't feel it last year, so I guess it's completely new, but I would love to do it, and I would love to see who we were going to play.
Well, that's amazing. And I do have a question for you specifically. While you were answering those questions, how did you feel about your team's performance?
I think my teammates know a lot of stuff. Like, I didn't know probably more than half of the questions, but I have teammates that know.
Is there anything you're particularly proud of?
I think Shihu An, like, he's a 10th grader, and he's competing at the 12th grade level, and he's, like, absolutely performing.
Well, that's absolutely fantastic. Congratulations again. That's it for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Canyon Crest Academy is heading to Thursday night's championship match, where they'll be facing off against the winner of tomorrow's playoff game between Grossmont High and Point Loma High School. Thank you so much for showing up. Remember, we'll be on here tomorrow at 6 p.m. This is Uma Onwuchekwa signing off.